When I moved into Maplewood Estates, I thought I was finally done with drama. Quiet neighborhood, nice lawns, friendly people, what could go wrong? Well, then I met the HOA. My name, Ethan Wells, and this story is about how my garage, yes, my garage, turned an entire neighborhood upside down. The warning letter. It all started 3 months after I moved in. I'd been using my garage as a small workshop, fixing up old furniture, restoring bikes, helping neighbors for free. One morning, I found an envelope taped to my door. Big red letters on top, notice of violation. Mr. Wells, your garage activities violate HOA community standards. Cease operations immediately or face a fine of $500 per day. I laughed. Operations? It wasn't a business. I was literally sanding down a chair for Mrs. Collins next door. Still, I decided to be polite. I attended the next HOA meeting to clear things up. The HOA meeting. The meeting was in the clubhouse, fluorescent lights, folding chairs, and a crowd that looked like they'd rather be anywhere else. At the front was Linda Brooks, HOA president, always wearing pearls and a permanent frown. She didn't even let me sit before saying, "Mr. Wells, your garage is creating an eyesore. People come and go, it looks like a business." I tried explaining. "Linda, I'm not charging anyone, I'm just helping neighbors, it's community work." She folded her arms. "Community work doesn't happen in a garage. Take it down or pay the fines." I walked out that night angry, embarrassed, and weirdly motivated. The idea. That night I sat in my garage staring at the dusty shelves, the paint cans, and the half-built birdhouse. Then it hit me. If they thought this place was a business, maybe it should become one, just not the kind they'd expect. So I made a plan. I cleaned every inch of the garage, painted the walls warm yellow, added string lights, and set up a long wooden table I'd built myself. On the door, I hung a sign. The Maplewood Café, for neighbors by neighbors. Every Saturday morning, I brewed coffee, set out pastries, and opened my garage to anyone who wanted to stop by. No money, no ads, no business, just a place to sit, talk, and feel human again. The neighborhood reacts. At first, only 2 people showed up, Mrs. Collins and her dog, Pepper. Next week, 4 came. By the 3rd Saturday, there were 20 people, sipping coffee, laughing, sharing stories. It was the first time in years that the neighborhood felt alive. Even Linda's husband, George, came by once, quietly sipping coffee like he didn't want to be caught. But of course, word reached the HOA board quickly. The confrontation. The next Monday morning, another letter was taped to my door. Cease unauthorized gatherings. You are in violation of HOA Section 4.2, no social or commercial use of garage spaces. I ignored it. Then came another. And another. Finally, Linda herself showed up, clipboard in hand, face red with frustration. "Ethan, this has gone far enough. You're turning this community into chaos." I smiled. Really? Because I've seen more smiles in the past 2 weeks than in the last 2 years. She snapped a photo of my garage and stormed off. The twist. 2 days later, I received an email from the city zoning department. Apparently, the HOA had filed a formal complaint, accusing me of running an unlicensed cafe. The officer came to inspect. After a short look around, he chuckled. "There's no problem here. No sales, no profit, just coffee and good company. Honestly, this is great community engagement." He even added, "You know, I might bring my wife next Saturday." When the HOA realized they couldn't legally stop me, they tried another angle, complaining about parking, noise, crowds. But every complaint was met with a wave of neighborhood support. Mrs. Collins started a petition. "Keep the Maplewood Café open." Dozens of signatures poured in. The unexpected guest. One morning, as I poured coffee for the crowd, someone new walked in. It was Linda. Silence fell. She stood there for a moment, then said quietly, "My husband told me you serve cinnamon rolls. I wanted to see what the fuss was about." Everyone waited. I smiled and handed her a cup of coffee. "No HOA fines for this one, I promise." She sat down, took a sip, and something strange happened. She laughed. From that day, she came every Saturday. She never admitted she liked it, but she stopped sending letters. The resolution. Months later, the HOA quietly amended its rules, adding a new clause. Garages may be used for non-commercial community purposes at the discretion of the board. And just like that, the Maplewood Café became a permanent tradition. Now every Saturday morning, you'll find people sitting around that long table, kids laughing, neighbors chatting, coffee brewing. And somewhere in the corner, Linda smiling just a little. Narrator. Sometimes, fighting the HOA doesn't mean breaking the rules. Sometimes it just means redefining them with kindness, creativity, and maybe a little cinnamon. Hot deciduous.